Look, I get it. Cryptocurrency is hard. You're probably getting wrecked left and right, probably bought the top, and you want to quit. I understand. Listen, I've been in cryptocurrency since 2017. I'm actually in the industry. I work as a CMO, I'm an advisor, I work with projects, and I'm a swing trader. I also have this YouTube channel. So believe me when I say I understand your pain. I also know a lot of things that most people don't know about this industry because I'm literally inside the industry. And I know it's very discouraging, especially when you bought the top, but believe me when I say that's the best case scenario that you bought the top. Most people that lost a lot more money than you did not buy the top, they just didn't take profits and they lost everything. Look, most people quit and they don't make it in cryptocurrency because of their mindset and some vital mistakes. And a lot of this advice that you're hearing by influencers, by experts, it's actually wrong. So today you're gonna get a lot of contrarian viewpoints. A lot of people are gonna hate me about this, but I'm going to tell you exactly what's going wrong, how you're falling victim, and what you can do about it to bounce back. And if you want to call this experience or insider information, please be my guest. So it's just me and you here, so let's just talk, let's be honest with each other. If you're watching this video and you got wrecked, you either bought the top, so you lost all your money and you're frustrated waiting just to break even, or you did actually very well, you bought at a lesser price, you made a lot of money, didn't take profits, lost everything, now you can't buy your girlfriend ice cream. So let's talk about what you can do about that, what to avoid next time, because the bull market is actually gonna start very soon. And I know this is a bold statement, a lot of people telling you otherwise out there. But believe me, by the end of this video, if you actually stick around, not only will I tell you when to start buying, but I'm actually going to tell you what to start buying. So you're going to get the what and the when. I'm here to help you. Let's get started. So welcome to the Factor Pad, and let's start by the advice that people give you not to buy Bitcoin and not to buy Ethereum. But I especially want to concentrate on Bitcoin here. See, most so-called gurus out there tell you can't make a big profit on Bitcoin. It's going to go up maybe 3x, 4x. That's not life-changing. But this is the biggest mistake. You need exposure in Bitcoin. And a lot of people call it all tech. This is because they don't understand what sound money is, hard money is, and they don't understand one key principle. If you want to get rich, you buy altcoins. But if you want to get wealthy, you buy Bitcoin. Everything else comes to timing. Let me say that again. If you want to get rich, you buy altcoins. But if you want to get wealthy, you buy Bitcoin. This is because it preserves your wealth. There's proof of concept, and there's a lot of other things about it that you need to know. As a matter of fact, I don't want to dive too much into this. I want you to read a book called The Bitcoin Standard by Saifedean Ammous. I'll leave it linked down below. Let's move on. Now, another thing they tell you to do is to buy meme coins or altcoins. And while this is okay in itself, you need to understand that the more you dabble with meme coins and altcoins and try and get rich off those, the more you're missing on researching and learning what cryptocurrency is. So if you were stuck in SafeMoon for the last 2 years, which I warned everybody at the top of SafeMoon to get out, and I'm not picking on SafeMoon here, it's just it's complete shit, you would have missed out all the studying and everything else, opportunity costs you could have had in other sectors like DeFi, like Bitcoin, and so on. So while you were getting wrecked, people were making money, and then of course the market's down, and then everybody got wrecked, but you got wrecked even more. You have to be able to study and learn what you're investing in, and most people don't do that. Effectively, what you're doing is you're developing a gambler's mindset. You're stuck on that. You start searching more on that topic because of confirmation bias. You become part of a herd while everybody else over here is making money. You're actually losing money. Does that make sense? Now, I know this sounds simple enough, but bear with me because I'm going to get into some industry secrets in a second, because I was the head of marketing for a fully regulated and licensed crypto exchange, and I've worked for a lot of companies, and I'm going to tell you some secrets about YouTubers, about how people work that you do not know about. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to get threats after I make this video, but hey, it is what it is. I'm going to give it to you. Now, you don't want to be concentrating on meme coins or altcoins, but these should be part of your portfolio. And most people will tell you, okay, hold some top 10, maybe cryptocurrencies, then you have your mid caps, that's all great, and then you have your crap coins, your moonshots, whatever you want to call them. What they don't tell you is you need to have 3 accounts, 3 accounts to actually make it in cryptocurrency. Let me explain. I personally have 3 different accounts. I have a long-term HODL account, which I typically don't touch. I have a mid-term HODL account, which is something I trade in and out of, and I move to my long-term HODL account. Then I have my trading accounts where I do my gambling, trading, whatever you want to call it, where I take profits and move it up into my mid-range account, and I take my mid-range account and move it up to my HODL account. And from there, I'm always taking profits. I'm always taking profits in Bitcoin. I'm always taking profits in fiat. And the reason I'm always taking profits are twofold. When I take profits into fiat is so I can live, so I can buy things, so I can spend money, so I can buy my girlfriend ice cream. It's also so I can have dry powder, so I can buy the dips, so I can buy the swings that go low. Nothing goes up in a straight line, nothing goes down in a straight line. You need to have powder to invest. Now, the reason I take profits in Bitcoin is not just to have more Bitcoin, just because I'm a Bitcoin maxi or anything, but it's a way to protect, if you will, your gains while still being exposed to cryptocurrency. Because Bitcoin generally falls less than other cryptocurrencies. So you can actually use Bitcoin to buy more cryptocurrencies as long as the trend is going up, which we'll talk about in a second, so you can keep on making money, stacking sats, making cryptocurrency, but still be exposed to cryptocurrency just in case we still go up even higher. Does that make sense? I know I'm being a bit fast, but don't worry, it's all gonna make sense in a minute. Which now brings me to TA, or technical analysis. Listen to me very carefully. Stop listening to TA from YouTubers. Most of them don't know what the hell they're doing. And I'm going to actually show you a way to actually understand who knows what they're talking about and who doesn't know what they're talking about. And you'll actually be surprised about who does and who doesn't. When you want to do technical analysis on a cryptocurrency, you have to understand there's different time frames. There's hourly, there's 4 hours, there's daily, there's monthly, weekly, and so forth. And you have to understand that TA works with price history. Most YouTubers are doing technical analysis on cryptocurrencies that have been out for a couple of years. And while there is an argument to be made doing TA between Bitcoin and Ethereum, so you can see if the altcoins are about to go up, there's no point in doing technical analysis on any other cryptocurrency. The only reason that experts do it is so they can get the views and for their marketing. They know that the only thing they need to chart is Bitcoin. It has the most price history. Maybe Ethereum, so you can see how it's corresponding to altcoins. That's about it. You cannot do cryptocurrency on SafeMoon after it's been out for 3 days, or when a cryptocurrency just drops on the market. It's complete horseshit. And yes, while you can look at some levels and maybe anticipate some levels it can go to, some resistance and some support, you're just wasting your time. Track Bitcoin, especially in bear markets, so you can see trend changes, maybe Ethereum towards Bitcoin, and that's all you need. Everything else is pretty much speculation. You don't know what's going to go bust, what's going to work, what narratives are going to change, and if the use case a cryptocurrency has today will have utility in the same use case tomorrow. It might not even be needed. There's no proof of concept yet. Does that make sense? So when you're doing technical analysis, most cryptocurrency influencers or cryptocurrency gurus will show you technical analysis daily. And they do this obviously so they can get views. The problem with this is everything keeps on changing daily. Oh, buy today, sell tomorrow. Oh, buy, oh, next week, oh, this. It's completely insane. If you want to learn how to do technical analysis, you can. It takes a few years. I know that sounds like a long time, but it's not. If you want to be a lawyer, it takes 5-6 years. It takes 8 years to be a doctor. You can do technical analysis, learn it in 2-3 years, you can make more money than both of them. But what you want to be doing is swing trading, looking at the weekly charts, zooming out, and just looking at entry points and exit points. Now, this is whether you're a day trader, a swing trader, or even an investor. Investors don't just buy and hold. This is complete horseshit. Investors buy and they know when to sell. People that tell you to hodl and time in the market is more important than all this bullcrap are getting rich off of you losing money and making mistakes. It's complete crap. Listen, you always need to be taking profits. As a matter of fact, when you start your investing, trading, whatever you want to call it, make sure you set targets, whether they're mental or automatic, and take profits for the reason I gave you earlier on in this video. Now, while we're on a roll, let's talk about DCA and let's debunk that. So DCA is dollar cost average. And what dollar cost average is when you take an amount of money, put it in, let's say every week, every month, whatever, and then what the theory is over that amount of time, you'll get the best possible entry price. And while that's all fine and dandy, it's actually not the best way to invest. Now, let me prove it to you. If you bought the top, which you probably did last time, you're probably not doing that well. A better system would be to DSA. And this is a term I coined, which is dollar swing average. And if you want to know how to do that, it's very easy. I'm going to leave a card right here on how to DSA, dollar swing average. And I'm also going to leave a link at the end of the video and in the description down below. Yes, there is a way to DCA. No, it's not the best way to invest. It's just a cop-out, lazy way, what people tell you, kind of like huddle till the end, and gets you wrecked. Granted, it's better than just diving in if you don't know what you're doing, but it kind of isn't at the same time. Now let's talk about market cycles real quick, and forgive my writing here, I'm trying to learn how to use these pens and pads and everything. But let's learn about market cycles, because all markets go through cycles. We're in a cycle right now, it's called a bear market. Look, the economy in general, cryptocurrency, stock markets, and so on, they go up and down. And they go up and down in short time frames, but also long time frames over years. Now, most people will tell you to invest in a bear market. Actually, this is wrong. You should not be buying in a bear market. You actually should be buying cryptocurrency or any other investment you want to buy as you're coming out of a bear market. How do we see this? With confirmation. And this is where I'm going to talk about something else. Sometimes it's better to buy higher than lower. Now, I know this sounds weird, but let me explain. See, markets go up and down. Let's say this market's going up right here and it goes down and it goes up. You will notice that at this point right here, there is what we call resistance. As long as this resistance doesn't break, chances are you will go down. But once the resistance breaks, you'll come back down to meet this position here. And then once you keep on going up, that's when this resistance now becomes support. And this is where real investors and traders actually invest. So for example, right now, Bitcoin is sitting at $19,000 or so. You actually want to break 22,500 and maybe 25K after that, make that support, that's when you buy. And I know that sounds a lot higher than what you would buy right now, and yes, it is. But your other option is to wait until this 19,000 goes down to about 15.6 to 17K, which is where I'm calling the bottom of this market, more or less. And yes, it does come in ranges, and that would make a better entry. But this entry right here, or this entry right here, is better than buying right now, because what you're doing is you're actually waiting for confirmation. Does that make sense? Oh, and by the way, capitulation is not a price, neither is a bottom formation. Both of them are ranges, so you have to go with ranges. Now, I'm not going to get into technical analysis details right here in this video, but if you are interested, make sure you subscribe down below and hit the bell notification button, because I'm going to put out a video that's going to be technical analysis, simple, that you can actually do without getting wrecked. And forget all these lines and squiggly things and everything everyone's doing that just confuses you and gets you wrecked. Most of them don't know what the hell they're talking about, I guarantee you. All right, talking about technical analysis, let's talk about the difference between news and TA real quick. Because a lot of people, they talk about news all the time, and this is actually a big problem. So listen, there's news for the masses and news for the classes. You're never going to get the news for the classes. You're just not. Your best bet is technical analysis. It's kind of like a projection into the future, if you will, if you learn it correctly. Most news is an excuse to actually describe what happened in the markets, what the media think, or what the media wants you to believe. It's all bullcrap. Stop listening to news. You're never going to get the real news because you're not an insider. You're just not. Whilst if you look at technical analysis, you can actually get a glimpse into the future. Now, the good news is you don't actually need to know crazy technical analysis to get this right. If you actually learn to the point where you can get entry points and exit points and understand how to actually use this and get all that noise away from you, you're going to be much more successful in this market. And now let's talk about greed real quick, because a lot of people, they get greedy. It's greed and fear. Markets are run by greed and fear. Let me tell you something so you understand. Never forget this. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. If you're a pig, you're gonna get slaughtered. Don't be greedy. Make sure you take profits and stop investing in all these crap coins your friends are talking about and the guy in the kiosk near your house and your mother's aunts, whatever, keep on telling you about all these crap coins to make you rich. As soon as you hear that shit, get out, exit all markets, make sure you take profits. And while we did say you can buy altcoins, you can buy low caps, mid caps, and high caps, make sure you remember the 3 accounts I told you that you need to transfer between so you can actually make money. Don't worry, we'll get into another video and get into more details. I just want to tell you a few more important things, and I want to tell you what to avoid if you want to make it here. Because you can make it, believe me, you can. You just need to be smart about it, wake up, and stop listening to all the horse shit out there. So another thing you probably heard of is FOMO and FUD, or FUD and FOMO. FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. FOMO is fear of missing out. Now, a lot of times you hear people, hey, it's FUD, he's just FUDding to get the views, he's just FUDding to make money. No. FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, actually has a fundamental place in investing, and you have to understand that when you see this, it's probably going to go down lower. That's what TA shows us. It's all psychological. TA is psychology of markets. FOMO also makes you want to get in when you see the pump. I'll tell you the best secret here. Listen, never chase the pump, always wait for it to come back to support, and never sell the fear, always wait for it to come back to resistance. That does not mean not to sell, though. That may just be your exit point, because if you just come back up and you meet resistance and it doesn't break, get out. It's gonna go down. It's not FUD, it's fact. So stop with all this FUD stuff. A YouTuber with 30,000 or 50,000 subscribers is not going to move the markets. It's just not. And if he can, then you're probably in a shitcoin with low liquidity, so you have to get out anyway. And talking about this, there's something else you need to take care of, and that is herd mentality, but also herd support. Herd mentality, but also herd support. Now, you may have heard of herd mentality. Herd mentality is when you follow everybody else blindly. When everyone else is doing something or thinks something is going to happen, that's when you follow them. You need to be contrary. You need to do the opposite generally from the herd. But also there's herd support. So when you're in a shitcoin, whether it's SafeMoon, whether it's a cult coin, whether it's whatever, you have to understand you're under a bias, a cognitive bias that keeps you from, you're kind of sharing everyone else's convictions and thoughts, the hope, you're invested in it, and you can't get out. You have to know when to pull the plug, and you have to know when to take profits. Otherwise, you're going to get wrecked in this game. And this is what kills most people, by the way. So be very, very careful with this. So there is bias confirmation. But the biggest problem is most people will tell you to do your own research. How the hell are you going to do that? See, most people tell you how to do your own research. They tell you to do your own research. Most of the time it's a cop-out because they don't even know what they're doing. But you need to be able to do your own research to be able to do your own research. And it's hard. It really is hard. So let me give you a simple way to do it without having to know anything about markets, without having to know anything whatsoever about cryptocurrency. Let me show you a way to do your own research and get it right 99% of the time. Let me show you real quick. It's called a VRIN score. And this can be applied to anything, whether it's cryptocurrency, whether it's investments, whether it's hiring somebody, whether it's even yourself. It's a simple method, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link right up here, a card that you can click, but also I'm going to leave it at the end of this video and in the description down below. That's the second video I recommend you to watch. Make sure you watch that video. It's going to save you. I'm telling you, just watch that video after you watch this one. I would get into it right now. This video is already getting too long, and there's some important things I want to cover. Forget about groups. All these paid groups, these pump and dump groups that tell you to buy cryptocurrency and dump it, they're low liquidity. So whilst you see everything going up, as you are buying, whether it's a drop, whether it's whatever, whether it's a pump and dump group, people are selling. People are selling while you are buying. They're using you for exit liquidity. And let me give you a secret about YouTubers, because I get offered this a lot. Let me tell you what YouTubers do real quick. YouTubers get allocations, and I get offered this all the time. What they do is, let's say you have a cryptocurrency like SafeMoon. They will let you buy SafeMoon or give you SafeMoon at a huge discount. You're gonna make the video before the drop, and when SafeMoon drops, or SafeMoon or any other, I'm not saying that SafeMoon did this, I'm just giving you an example because I like the name SafeMoon. What they're gonna do is they're gonna dump on you as you're buying. And this is generally how YouTubers get paid. All YouTubers do this. Now, most YouTubers won't even tell you it's a sponsored video. They just don't, because they don't have to. There's no way to check it. There's no way to find out. Now, of course, there are some exceptions. One exception is this channel. First of all, I do not accept allocations. I do accept sponsorships. And when I accept sponsorships, I accept USDC or USDT, maybe Bitcoin. I do not dump on everybody, and my reviews are 100% real. What does that mean? As I'm doing the review of a sponsor, I will tell you if there's a red flag. I will tell you if it's a scam. I got in a lot of trouble, by the way, by my agent because I've done this to companies, but I actually take the money and then expose the company. And yes, I've been in trouble about it, but it's kind of funny. So make sure when you watch my videos, make sure you look if it's a sponsored video. You will always see it on the top left if it is. And make sure you listen to the video, because as I'm describing it, I will call it a scam, tell you it's a fake team or anything like that. And that's just me. That's how I am. Hope you can appreciate it. By the way, talking about how things can pump really fast, that's usually a liquidity problem. And when something has low liquidity, it pumps very easy. So as soon as somebody sells just a little bit, this shit goes down to, well, I don't want to say the word, but there's like a real fiery place here, you know, and there's a guy here that looks like a rabbit. Anyway, that tortures you. But basically, yes, low liquidity is a bad thing. Remember one thing though, and I want to cover it from before, I just want to say this again. Most people are wrong. Most people are wrong, so when you see anybody doing anything, make sure you take a contrarian stance and try to do the opposite. But in order to do this, you also have to understand what market cycles are if you're trending up and down, so you need to know some basic TA. So again, make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be doing that very soon. The next bad advice you're going to get is don't invest more than you can lose. And yes, I know this sounds controversial, but give me a second. More than you can lose, okay? This is the worst advice you can possibly get. Let me explain. See, when you tell somebody not to invest more than they're willing to lose, usually they invest a lot less than what they're supposed to, and they never make real money. Because when you say this to somebody, it's usually, okay, I want to invest $200 because I want to buy a PlayStation, I need to go for a coffee with my girlfriend, I need to go buy some steak, I want to buy this, I want to buy that, and basically they never invest. So let's change that saying just a little bit here, and let's not call it don't invest more than you can lose. Let's say something like invest as much as you're willing to sacrifice. So make sure you don't fall for this. It's actually bad advice. By the way, if you think you're getting value so far, please hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And let's move on. We're almost done here. So real quick, make sure you have a plan and strategy. Make sure you learn and study. Always remember, leverage is bad. Don't use leverage, especially when you're new. Companies, exchanges especially, want you to use leverage. They make money whether it goes down or up. You get wrecked. You don't need leverage to make money in cryptocurrency. It's better to trade the actual crypto with no leverage. If you are going to use leverage, do not use 100x or 80x leverage and shit like that. It's a complete scam. There are scam wicks. There are stop hunting protocols. Just stay away. Make sure you invest like you would in gold coins, if you will, and not like you would invest with leverage, and just don't do it. If you don't understand leverage especially, just shy away. You can make a lot of money, and that brings me to a final thing, and it's not the final video, so don't click out, and that is learn how to be patient. You need to be patient. You're not going to become a millionaire in a year or two. The people that did this got lucky in the most part and had money to be able to do it. It's going to take a few years. It's going to take a few cycles. It took me a couple of cycles. It's going to take you a couple of cycles. Make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you hit the bell notification button. I love each and every one of you, and I hope this video helps. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.